What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? Randy here with RTS Mobile Gaming, bringing you a fantastic video today. We are playing Lord of the Rings Rise of War, and we are talking about the Commander Spotlight for the Undying. He has been one of my other most requested Commander Spotlights to date, so let's hit him hard, and then we're going to probably do Gothmog later in the week. I've got about 5 million requests for him, so get excited. In today's video, like I said, we are covering the Undying, so let's get right into it. First things first, he is one of the Ring Wraiths. He is undead, and he is a support commander, which means he gets 25 bonus focus and 5 bonus skill points. And boy, does he need those skill points. I cannot stress that enough. You need skill points on the Undying. Alright, so in today's review, we are covering this guy. He's level 47, respect level 6 for this review. Up until this morning, he actually was one of my favorite commanders, and we're going to talk about that in a second, okay? So stick around for later in the video. We're going to pull up some combat reports against some strong Rohan players from this morning, and we'll take a look at how those played out, okay? So, right into it. Like I said, he's support, good focus from his support talent, but his actual focus is a little bit below average at 1.18. His might is way above average at 2.38. He's one of the highest mights in the game. And then his speed is a little bit below average at 1.06 per level, okay? So gear-wise, I'm going to say you're going to want to stick to might and focus primarily. And the focus is because he's going to give good bonuses to burn, damage, and poison. And focus, okay. So gear-wise, I'm running blue equipment on him. I just switched it out this morning and yesterday. I'm running might for the pike. I'm running might for the rough breastplate. I'm running might again on the helmet. And then for the accessory, I've got a focus, might, and speed accessory on, okay? As far as skills, let's get into it. There's really 2 builds you can do with this guy. I'm running one of them right now, okay? And this build is an anti-heal build. It's strong against good commanders because most good commanders, especially the starting ones, have ridiculous healing abilities. It's fairly common to see a good commander like Eowyn or another one of the starters, the dwarf guy, whatever his name is, up there with, 30,000 healing or whatever it is through a battle. So this anti-healing ability is actually going to be really key in all of your builds. It's the whole point of using the Undying. He doesn't do as much damage as some of the other ring wraiths, and he doesn't give us quite as good bonuses as some of the other ring wraiths, but what he does do, he gives a massive heal to your units and then completely negates all healing abilities for the enemy, okay? So that's his specialty. No matter what you do, if you can get to respect 5 on this guy, put points in this, okay? So, first things first, into the build. If you are running the ring wraith build, which is going to mean you're running burn or poison damage units, such as Corsairs, which do burn, or Alchemists, which do burn, Morgul Arbalest, which do poison, and there's a bunch of other units that do a mixture of poison or burn damage. Then you're going to run the Ring Wraith talent. Ring Wraith is available at Respect Level 3. I've got 15 points in it, 30% bonus focus damage dealt, focus, burn, and poison damage dealt to the enemies by all your units, okay? Nazgul Screech is kind of one of the best in slot skills for the Ring Wraith group. It's a guaranteed stun on round 1 against 2 enemies, and also does half decent damage at the end of the round. Because the Undying's focus isn't super duper great, you could see this doing between 3,000 to 5,000 damage on each enemy. Nice little nuke, but really you're getting it for the stun on round 1, okay? And then his bread and butter is going to be his avoidance and defensive talents down here. You're going to get the Undead Commander, which is going to give you a 60% chance at max level to avoid all physical damage for the first 4 hits. That's every unit in your army. Okay? In addition to that, you're going to get Dishearten, which is going to reduce enemy damage by 21%. This skill is very useful. Do not overlook it. And then we're going to get Nimbleness, which is going to decrease the damage received from range units. So this guy is very strong in countering ranged healing good commanders, all right? He gives minus 28% range damage, plus 21% overall damage. So you're looking at 49% reduced damage from range units overall, in addition to a massive heal in round 4 and an anti-heal for the enemy. Okay. Now, I've reached up into the respect level 5 talents for this build. This is an Alchemist Corsair build here, and I've gotten Fanaticism. This is one of his only plus damage abilities besides Ring Wraith. Okay, Ring Wraith, again, the 30% magic damage increase. The Fanaticism is going to give you a 5% stacking buff every round. So by round 5, you're now at 25% damage increase. Slow start. Slow start. One of my biggest complaints about this guy is he starts slow. His first, 3 rounds, he's really not doing a lot of damage. But that's where the avoidance comes in, right? That's where the avoidance comes in. You're going to get the chance to avoid the first 4 physical damage instances, and you're also going to take massively reduced damage from range units and 21% reduced damage from all other units. So, at the end of the day, he is going to help you live until round 4, round 5, and then, of course, his big nuke heal here, 450% HP heal to all allied units. That's going to give you, 10 to 15,000 healing on each unit. You can see coming back into round 5, going round 4 and 5 with 20% damage, 25% damage boost, going strong. We'll look at that in a report now, okay? So, that's the one build, the Ring Wraith build. The other option is to max out if you don't have Ring Wraith and you don't have Second Wind, because it is tough to get respect for these guys. If you just have the tier 0 respect talents, you're going to want to maximize out the undead commander and really focus on the survivability of your units. And you want to pick up units that are going to do great later in the fight. And that's going to be units like Reapers, which are the Orc infantry, other items like that. In addition to that, he does have the Undertaker talent tree here, which is really interesting since he does have very high might, but he doesn't have other talents to support it. But this is going to give you some half decent, you could see 40 to 60,000 commander damage through a fight coming from maxing out Undertaker, maxing out Plague, and maxing out Delayed Plague, okay? In addition to that, if you are able to get more gold poison, let's just say you don't have Respect 5 unlocked, this is going to add a little bit of poison damage to your abilities, okay? So, long story short, not a whole lot of damage output from this guy. A little bit of CC and lots of defensive talents and an anti-heal, okay? So let's look at a report from this morning where I literally just fought. I just fought with him a few minutes ago. Let's go to battle reports. How about that? And you can see level 47 Undying, and I am, like I said, running the Corsair build here, which is 10%, additional 10% chance to avoid damage. And then I've got the Arson ability on them, which means that they deal burn damage, okay? So with the Corsairs and with Crushers to tank with them a little bit, against an enemy Eowyn, which is a very strong healing commander for the good side. You can see all these healing abilities that she has. She's an enormous healer. She's one of the starting units, I believe. Somehow she still did healing. I don't know how that happened. So, not a big fan of seeing that. In addition, you can see that my soldiers had some damage output, but considering they gain a 30% damage bonus from Ring Wraith and they gain a stacking 5% bonus, I did not see anywhere near the damage I was expecting to see from my like compared to my Witch King. For example, here's my Witch King, also running Corsairs. I have 3,900 Corsairs on my Witch King. The damage output from the Corsairs on my Witch King was much greater than the damage output on my Undying. That's 3,900 Corsairs, 163k damage dealt. And then we come over here, and I have almost double the number of Corsairs and less damage dealt. So I will say the damage output of the Undying is significantly less, and that's because his Fanaticism takes 4 or 5 rounds before it really makes an impact. Well, we're going to take a look at this report here. All right. So you can see here I'm getting the 30% bonus burn damage to my Corsairs. Okay. The Marshal, the Cataphract, and the Bow Knight are not supposed to be able to recover HP. So I don't understand how she did 20,000 healing anyways. Frustrating to me there. You can see here it is a 0 HP heal from her. I just don't know how that worked out. So, you can see here that the Crusher, through Undead Commander's Avoidance, that's his Respect 1 talent, I did avoid attacks from the Bow Knight. And then the Corsair, dealing decent damage. Here's the first stack of Fanaticism coming in. Fanaticism hits right before the unit attacks in the round. So here they are, 5% bonus damage going into round 1. That's a 17,000 damage hit from the Corsairs to the Marshals. And then here we go. My Crushers continuing to avoid the attacks. All right, very good. Let's get down. Here is, you can see the 3,369 damage nuke from Nazgul Screech. And the one complaint I have about using Corsairs on the Undying is their strategic maneuvers, which is their 10% self-buff to avoid damage, sometimes overrides the Undying's anticipation talent. But here we go. Now they have 10% bonus damage. They're dealing 15,000 damage nuke right there. Okay, so you can see they're getting out slow. If we jump down towards the end of the fight here, let's get into round 7. Here we are, round 7, okay. Let's get down to, yep, okay. The Corsairs now has 35% bonus damage dealt, but their overall units is significantly reduced. So because of that, they're really not dealing a whole lot of damage. This game favors early damage. I cannot say that enough. It favors early damage, okay? So, all right, that's the video. I wanted to go through a detailed report for you just so you could see how it played out in action there. I love you guys a long time. Give me the like and sub. Happy Monday, fun day, although this video is probably going to publish on Tuesday. So happy Tuesday to you. I got to edit it. All right, Randy out. Peace, baby.